you can put in a habit each and every day ha ke thola tjhelete 10% of it into my savings. Automate it and o etse le jalo ha o sa tlo nahana ka yona ebile o a lebala tjheleteng ya hao e o tsebang hore o tlo e fumana each and every month, you forget about it because how sa nahana so e entse hangata haholo.
Sure.
Exactly. So that's one lesson about gym and finances that I can relate to. The other one is in gym or in Harrods and Total Health, you have goals, and what you need is an accountability partner. I'm big on having an accountability partner.
It's a brand new year, and it's that time of the year when we set New Year's resolutions, new financial goals, new year, new me. But how do you actually practically go about doing that so that when we come to the end of 2025, you have ticked off all those financial goals? Hello, fellow Trailblazer. Welcome to another episode, brand new episode in 2025, where we talk everything finances, well-being, and wealth creation. This is my Money Adventures podcast, and my name is Tukiso Tikentebe, also known as the Finance Traveler, because we work hard for our money, we save it, we plan it, so that we can catch flights and not feelings. So to kickstart the new year, I have in studio a very good friend of mine, colleague, brother from another mother, who is doing exceptional work in terms of financial well-being in the Lesotho and African context. Not only is he a financial mentor, financial mentor, he's also the founder of Visionary Mentors, where they do everything financial well-being and financial education to empower the next generation of Lesotho. So without wasting any more time, make sure that you sit back, take your notebook out, because this episode is loaded, or is going to be loaded with nuggets of wisdom to help you have a better relationship with your finances. So without wasting any more time, ladies and gentlemen, boom, welcome to the one and only Mr. Mula himself, Mr. Nchakha Monyane, the financial mentor, financial mentor. So for what was being, it's a new year, brand new year. We're excited. We're feeling very good about 2023, right?
Yep.
How are you feeling this year?
Hi, TK.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome to who? Who's welcoming who?
Welcome to 2025.
Welcome to 2025. I love
Welcome to
that.
2025. It's good to be here. I mean, it's been a while since we talked about this. It's been years.
You are busy, my guy.
Years.
Busy.
And I'm here finally.
Thank you for being
here finally.
Yeah.
And just to say hi to the Trailblazers.
Mm-hmm.
And I am Nchakha Monyane, the financial mentor from Visionary Mentors. I'm a financial coach. I deal with finances. I do coaching and other stuff that would deal with finances.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you are in debt, whether you want to talk about business, whether you want to talk about investing, savings, we sit down and talk about those.
Mm-hmm.
We make your financial plan and yes.
And so it's a new year.
Yeah,
people are feeling excited. You guys did exceptionally well in 2024. If you don't know anything about Visionary Mentors, check them out on Facebook and all other social media platforms. They are really trailblazing when it comes to changing how people relate with money. So maybe let's start with, where did it all begin? Visionary Mentors. Take us through your journey. But take us through your academic training and building up to building this amazing organization. Where did it all start?
So where it started, it's when I have a background in finance,
Mm-hmm.
and I did go finally to UNISA to do Master of Business in Leadership.
Mm-hmm.
So I have I like leadership, and then I also after founding the Visionary Mentors, I also did financial coaching as well as some short course in pensions, and this is just to know more about finances.
Sure.
So just before we got to the short courses, I've been working in the finance space for quite a long time. I've been an accountant, financial manager, and senior accountant, and senior finance manager, and so on. So while you're dealing with those things, you kind of look at how people manage their finances, how you manage your finances, the gaps, and I'm also an entrepreneur, so you look at what are the gaps in the market, and what are people struggling with. So I was like, there's something that is missing in our financial sector, whereby I don't see. I go to a certain bank, and then you have certain challenges, and then they'll advise you based on their products.
Based on the product.
On their
Ne?
product.
Yeah.
And the solutions that they're going to give you will be based on their
That
products.
particular bank or the organization.
Exactly.
True.
You go to an insurance company, they'll advise you, but they'll be talking about their products. You go to a different entity, and then they'll just talk about those. And I was like, do we have someone who is independent, who would say, here are the options, and based on what your situation is, let's advise you, this is what is available in the country, and then you can opt for this. And I was like, I have never heard of that. So what if one comes with that idea and then implements it? I think it will be a good solution to what Basotho are facing in terms of financial management. And then sort of try to research. And one friend of mine, Motebang, you know the story, introduced me to TK, and he told me that financial planners, TK and Sengan.
Sure.
Yeah, so he told me that you can meet these people, and then talk to them, and then they'll advise you. Had a meeting with TK, had a meeting, and the rest is history.
The rest
So
is
that's
history,
how
yeah.
it started, and it's been a journey, and we've been helping Basotho. I also had I've been employed, and then I retired, and then went back to employment again. So in when we grow up, you have that goal to say, at a certain age, I want to retire, I want to be independent and have my own businesses. So what happened to me is, by the time I was to retire, you're a finance guy, so you make all the calculations to say, this is how much I'll have to invest, this is how much I'll have to maybe hore ke kgone hore ke phele for a certain amount of time before my business can kick in. You have those calculations. I did all those calculations. But then what happened is, after that, so I was ill-advised. Ne?
Sure.
So I went to the bank, and then I talked to my personal banker at that time, and then they advised me that I have a housing loan. So they advised me that a housing loan has insurance that will cover you
For 6
for
months.
6 months. Right? So retrenchment, what, they bring us the letter, and then after that, you'll be covered. Then I did everything, but then now by the time I was submitting the letter after resignation,
I exist.
Ke personal loan.
The personal loan,
Yes.
yes.
I was like, hi. How many Basotho ba face a situation e and basnang? For me, it was better because I had some investments, I had some things that I had planned. So usually I had to go and withdraw again, said the investments in the to come and cover this, but it was better for me. And I was like, how many Basotho ba fumanang information HA and by it? So that's what also ilang phamatla hore let me start this, which will help Basotho, which you're going to be very vocal about what happens at the financial industry, things that people don't talk about. We should just talk about them openly, so that Basotho ba tsebe hore na ba etsa decision tse jwang.
How nahana, why is it that Harabika Chalet, as a society, as Africans, as people, what's your view? Yeah, why are we so afraid?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and that's why we have Chalet as a person. So what happens is the way we are raised. Re hodisitswe ka hore ha re hloke tjhelete, ke ntho eno e tshajwang. And I always say, the decisions that you make at a certain age, ha se re le baholo tjena, based on how you grew up, the environment that you grew up in, the people that you met, the schools that you went to, and whatever the environment and the naha eo hotseng ho yona and so on. That's why ba goa ba qetellang ba le pelenyana ho rona, because they talk about these things openly. So I think the answer to your question is we are not exposed at an early stage. So nako e re fihlang ra hola se re le baholo ra e tshaba, because now it becomes scary on us, because re kopana le yona since re tswile and making mistakes about it. That's why, you know, we as visionary mentors, we talk about, we are very vocal about teaching kids from the young age about finances.
And I like that initiative, which we'll touch on in a short bit. Okay? So I want to yes, we are really afraid of talking about money rights, right? But also what I also love about through your visionary mentors and your own social media platforms, when only an individual, is you okopanya your love for fitness and working out with the habits that speak to money. So what's the relationship, in your opinion, between financial behaviors and physical well-being, couple the habits that you nurture every single day? How important are our habits when it comes to managing our finances?
Yeah, that's my favorite topic. So I read a book earlier in my high school days by Brian Tracy, talking about success principles. And from that book, I learned that all success principles are the same, no matter what you do. All success principles are the same. So there's consistency, there's and if you apply them in everything that you want to achieve, the same results. So gym and being healthy. I followed the 5 a.m. club, you know, made famous by Robin Sharp. So I always wake up early in the morning and to start the day. They say you should start the day or you're exercising, and it freshens your mind and success principles. What you need to do is to instill habits. What we get as a result is a product of different things changing and then time and again every day. So if you see also motho 6-pack at the end of the year, it means they were waking up each and every day and working on that until they get the results. So consistency, that's number one. Be on time and have a goal. That so those like I said, they are success principles. You can apply them in gym and also in our finances. Because let's talk about consistency. I am consistent on going to gym each and every day at 5 o'clock, and that becomes a habit. They say fastening your shoelace, you no longer think of it.
It's automatic.
It's automatic because you have been used to that, doing it each and every day. So if you have the habits or it's each and every day, but if they become the habits, it means house So gym and health, if you can do it like that, if your finances, you can put in a habit each and every day 10% of it into my savings. Automate it and o etse le jalo ha o sa tlo nagana ka yona ebile o a lebala tšheleteng ya hao e o tsebang go tlo e fumana each and every month, you forget about it because ha o sa e nagana so e entse hangata haholo.
Sure.
Exactly. So that's one lesson about gym and finances that I can relate to. The other one is in gym or in health and total health, you have goals, and what you need is an accountability partner. I'm big on having an accountability partner, because at times the goals of the settling they are hlola because
Life will happen.
Yes, life happens. So if you have someone anta etsa ka thoko a reng remember we have set these goals, how are we doing? in terms of reaching those goals, then what's about at least even in finances, you need an accountability partner.
Sure.
You need maybe a friend, someone you can confide to, a coach, a mentor. In January, we set goals, and then throughout the year, they will come. That's what we do in the savings challenge that we have. You set goals in January. We have quarterly meetings, and quarterly meetings, we call them. We call them and say, how far are you? So you need that person. Even in gym, you need yes.
That's why you need a visionary mentor. In this particular case, a financial mentor, which is
Nchakha. So there are many lessons.
Many lessons.
Yeah.
And I love how you speak about the link between finances and fitness and the daily habits. It can start with waking up at 5 a.m., being on time to go to the gym, but it could also be you being consistent about 10% of your income consistently to build towards your emergency fund. Oftentimes, talk about emergency fund, people feel overwhelmed, people feel stressed, people feel like it's an emergency every day. Ebe ha ba bone bohlokwa ba hore ba build an emergency fund, right? And you have, in my opinion, branded yourself as the king of emergency fund. Yes, you can talk about retirement, you can talk about taxes, you can talk about financial well-being totality, but the one thing that is very close to your heart is the importance of an emergency fund. Right. So how important is it? But also, what are the practical steps every single day over and above the 10%? Obani, I've met clients saying, "Ke build an emergency fund, ka di 20, ka di 25, ka di 30 ba gola." Money moves from the transaction account into the savings account, and then 3 days later, it moves back. So how do we build an emergency fund in a practical, easy, consistent, and continuous way?
Yeah. That's a very good one, and I'm very keen on emergency funding because it's the start of your it's the core of your financial planning, because we need emergency fund so that when you start saving, when you start investing, should anything happen, then you know you have a fallback plan. So when you are starting our financial plan, you just need to start building your emergency fund just to take care of any emergencies that may happen. I always say it's only the spare wheel in your car, because most of the time people say, I may not need it now, so why should I build it? Should I just put money there while I'm not using it? But remember that the spare wheel in your car, you may not need it now. You may travel for the whole year without using it, but there's one time when you'll need it, and bad.
And usually we stuck
Yes.
So
We really need to build that emergency fund, and the practical steps is 6 months of your needs, because the ones that's already, just look at how much you'll need, which I'm going to need this money irrespective. Maybe how much I'll need this money. So you calculate the cost and then multiply those by 6, and then you build that. Most of the time, people think if you need, if your expenses are 1,000 in a month, and then we say you need 6,000 for emergency fund, you have to have 6,000 you need to build it, meaning you need to save into it until if it was 6,000. Yes. So you just need to start building it through savings, through whatever you do, and then we put it moistening accessible easily, and where it generates interests. But as because it's an emergency, you need it. Also, you said investment a week before you can access it. Maybe 24 months, 48 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, so that when it's emergency, we clock hang everywhere. So you build it and then you put it somewhere. It's an interested thing, so that it's a savings account, and then you when you've used it, when you used part of it, you rebuild again. And then everyone's so we are big on no spend Wednesdays. I always tell people, because some of our clients, Ga tseba hore in Lesotho re kgola tjhelete e nyenyane, and then I don't know how to save. So I always say you can find some means to save within your finances, like no spend Wednesdays. What we do on Wednesdays, we don't spend any money, and then you calculate how much you would have spent, and then you take that money back into your save. So that could be another way of start saving for emergency funding.
Sure.
Mm.
And how about the no spend Wednesday, lay just that consistency? Okay, people always think I need to have 6,000 from the get go. Fella, back to the example, yeah, the six pack. Six pack, how ya Jimmy does not start. It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It's consistent going to the gym, doing the workouts, doing cardio, doing all the things that you need to do. Or one a 2 pack, one a 4 pack, one a
True.
6 pack, and so on and so forth. So you rather that analogy, yeah, ways we say, okay, it takes time and it takes discipline and it takes things like no spend Wednesday. It's
Yeah.
And talking about, no spend Wednesdays, is Visionary Mentors launched their savings challenge last year that did very, very well. So maybe maybe let's just talk about it before re tlo bua ka their children's financial program is, just so that people who are not part of the savings challenge, people who feel rather, okay, ha ba kgone ho saver, how can they join and what are the rules around the savings challenge?
So our savings challenge, it's been a third year. Last year was a third year since we started it, and honestly, re qadile fela re re, we have seen hore Basotho ha ba kgone ho save tjhelete. We have seen hore Basotho ha ba save tjhelete, they save it ka dinthong tse seng safe, whereby ba ntse ba e beha ditrankeng. You have heard of stories whereby in December every time somebody also balile ka tranka and then mamang o sa tshelletswe ke ntlo and stuff. So we're like, let's find some saver means of saving and advocate that to Basotho ba nene ba kwanana. So we just launched that on social media and said, everyone a batlang ho saver le rona, come. We have opened a merchant in Vodacom. We started with Vodacom M-Pesa account, and then the following year, but so ba save through
EcoCash.
and Pesa. So we opened both, and then the last year, yeah, we hit a milestone.
How much? I want you to say this on camera. How much?
We saved over 1 million.
Over 1 million.
Over
Ordinary
1 million.
Basotho,
Ordinary
Basa
Basotho.
Tsebaneng on
Kannete,
social
Basa Tsebaneng.
media. Over 1 million
Yeah.
worth of savings.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is not big news. And for me, it's those kind of conversations that need to trend.
True.
On social media.
Yeah.
But I got to celebrate them because give us sort of saving the 1
Yeah.
million. That's a big deal. And congratulations, dude.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations to you and the team.
Yeah, yeah. So it's what we wanted to promote to Basotho ba ka kopana and then save money. We have been having conversations re re di mekgatlo ke ntho tsa basadi, ke ntho tsa bo mang, but it's saving. At the end of the day, it's saving, and it's what you do with it. It's those laws, so di behang hore let's abide by this. So it's also discipline, because we are saying at the beginning of the month, people save. We have a plan every January, and then we are saying you choose a plan that suits your pocket, that's affordable, because in January ha ke go tla ba le di-saving challenges tse ngata fela, batho ba tla ba etseng, and then we get hooked into those, ebe re qetella re nkile tse tharo, and like how much e fitla ha o sa kgona hore o di patale.
Just like the people who go to the gym from January till March, we come March,
so you choose a plan that suits you, and then you run with it until December. It's very flexible, because if you get some money, if it done planning through during the course of the year, you can also deposit, and then in December we try to make it flexible to say we release the money in 3 tranches. In November, we have always advocated for people to save for Black Friday. So just before Black Friday, and then in December, we are saying people want to go for and buy December clothes. So just early December, we release the money. Others are saving for school fees in January and stationery. So we release the last batch in Jan.
So just before you, if you had a bad January, 2026, maybe join the Visionary Mentor Savings Challenge so that you have a January lovely, like FNB does. All right.
Yeah. So this year, just to conclude it, this year we were like, we've been teaching people how to save. and invest. And then we need to live it. We need to demonstrate it and show that it happens.
It happens.
So in 2025, we are going into investing.
Ish.
So the money that we've been saving, that we are going to save, we're also going to invest.
Start to invest.
Yeah, so that at least to really something again.
So that it starts growing.
Yeah.
I love that. And one of the things that I love that Visionary Mentors is pioneering is education, financial literacy for kids, right? So we're going to have a special guest who's going to join us to tell us about the ABCs that you probably would not know about, because we know it's about ABC, the traditional one. But this next guest, who is a special feature for today's episode, is going to tell us about the financial ABCs. So in a short bit, we will be back to introduce the financial literacy ABCs.
Tata ho kae?
Hai cái thiệp ô trời.
Ô con Tata ho kae?
Hai hai hai.
Eh?
Hai.
Batla rồi. Bạn là sao ra coi nào?
Khale. E bele January. Bomsu enele bane ning bana mama thabi ba re nka festive ba ja matla bona. Bona ona jwale ba ikentse ka ga dikoloto. Impa Visionary Mentors has a solution for Musu. We'll be hosting an event on the 1st February where we'll be talking about how to generate wealth, sustain wealth, and build your wealth.
It's often said if you want to see the future of any nation, if you don't invest in the youth, you may have a problem. And one of the things that we are intentional about in 2025 is we want to build dynasties, right? So from Mr. Nchakha Jr., from Mr. Nchakha Sr., we now have Mr. Nchakha Jr. on the podcast. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good.
You're good. What's your name? Tell us about who you are.
My name is Nchakha Monyane, and I am one of the students of the Future Visionaries.
Future Visionaries. How long have you been part of the Future Visionaries?
Last year was the one we launched the name.
Aha, beautiful. So I know you know the ABCs that a lot of people don't know. So do you want to take us through what the ABCs of money are? Let's start with the letter A.
Assets.
Assets. And the letter B.
Budget.
Budget. The letter C.
Cash.
The letter D.
Debt.
E.
Economy.
F.
Finances.
G.
Goals.
H.
How to save money.
How to save money. H. I.
Household income.
Household income. I love that. Household income. All right. I.
Income.
Income. H-I-G.
G.
G we spoke about, yes. Wait, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, G. What? J. What's the next one?
J.
Yo, I don't even know my ABCs anymore. J. Yes. J.
This one I forgot.
You forgot. The next one?
K.
K.
Know your customer.
Know your customer. KYC. I love that. Okay, continue.
L is liability.
Liabilities.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M.
M.
Money.
Money. How much money do you have in your bank account currently?
I'm sitting at, I think like 1,000.
1,000? Oh my God. Okay, let's continue. N?
And it can either be net bank. Yeah.
Net bank or net worth. That's another one. That great. O?
Opportunities.
Opportunities. So what opportunities are you creating for yourself in 2025?
To build some money in my bank account.
To increase the 1,000 to how much? What's the goal?
2,000.
2,000. I love that. Okay. So we had O. N-O-P.
P.
Yes.
Your personalities.
Personalities. Your money personalities. I love that. If you were to say your money personality, what would your money personality be?
An investor.
An investor. Oh, guys, I don't know if you know your money personality. Let us know in the comment section what your money personality is, because Mr. Monyane Jr. here definitely knows his personality and he's an investor. So where are we now? We are now at P.
We already said
P. In fact, yeah, money, personality. Yeah. What's the next one?
Q.
Q.
Quantity.
Quantity. What does that mean? Quantity. Perfect. Let's continue.
R. I forgot.
Rental income, revenue.
Yeah, revenue.
Okay. S.
Saving.
Savings. Next one.
Or savings challenge.
Savings challenge. The Visionary Mentors Savings Challenge 2025. So we are done with the letter S. The next one.
QRST. TK.
TK or TK financial wellness, or I would say time value of money, because you need time to invest in the market, right?
Yeah.
STV. What's after T?
TU.
Mhm.
This one I don't.
TU. What would we use? Underlying asset. Underlying asset. I'm thinking on my feet as well. Underlying asset. What's the letter U? Utilities. Yeah, utilities could be another one. Yeah, paying off your utilities. All right. LSTUV. Value.
Yeah, value.
Value, increasing the value of your assets, increasing your value in terms of net worth. All right. VW.
Wellness.
Wellness. TK financial wellness is one of those. I love it. All right. The next one.
QRSTUVWX.
Sure. X. Finances. X. Sure. Okay, we'll come back to X. All right. The next one. Y. Yield.
Yeah, yield.
Yield, yes. And then the last one. Z.
Zero balance account.
Zero balance budgeting. Zero balance in your account. Mr. Monyane. So last year you bought yourself something special after that year. What did you buy and how did you go about it?
I bought a new phone.
How did you buy? How could you afford a new phone? What did you do?
By the help of my parents and me, and my account, we saved up all that money, and it was enough to buy a new phone.
How did you save your part of the money?
By doing chores and selling some fruits and all those.
Oh my God. So you are definitely about multiple streams of income. You're about saving your money and working hard. What are you buying yourself this year with the 2,000 that you're saving?
I'm not buying anything. I just want to save up my money.
Not buying anything. I'm going to say this on camera, right? So in December, if Mr. Monyane Jr. achieves his 2,000 Maluti savings, I'm going to match it by 1,000 Malut. You can hold me accountable to that. Right? So December 2025, if he's got the 2,000 and you send me proof, I will match it with 1,000 Maluti to your account. How cool is that?
Very cool.
Very cool. So let's get saving. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Monyane Jr. and he's part of the future visionaries from a program organized by Visionary Mentors, and they're doing exceptional work when it comes to driving financial literacy for young kids. So if you want to be a part of this program or you want to sign up your kid for this program, leave a comment below with your contact details. Maybe leave a comment below and we'll get back to you in terms of how you can enroll for the program. And let's change the future of Basotho and the African child so that they have a better relationship with the money. At this point in time, we're going to take a quick advert break and we're going to talk about today's video sponsor. This video is proudly sponsored by TKO Financial Wellness and Advisory. But instead of the traditional video that we're going to introduce, we're going to give you a snippet of the Wealth Branch 2023 where we had amazing speakers because we're excited about launching the TKO Financial Wellness Wealth Branch 2025 happening on the 26th of April in Maseru at Delectable Restaurant. And of course, more information will be unpacked in the next coming weeks. So here's a glimpse of the 2023 and what it looked like. And if this is anything to go by, the 2025 is going to be bigger, better, and with a lineup of incredible speakers. And of course, letting the cat out the bag, Mr. Nchakha Monyane, May is one of the speakers at the Wealth Branch. And we'll be back shortly after this ad break to talk about the Visionary Mentors event that's happening in February 2025, where we're talking everything wealth creation. So we'll be back in a short bit.
Oftentimes, we don't realize how we use money, how we see money is largely dependent on how we grew up. You know, you work either your job or you have a side hustle. You know, you do all of these things. You can make money, but it's not the same as building wealth. What does building wealth look like for you? Right?
Thank you very much. Welcome back to the second half of this incredible conversation. And of course, if you are setting your intentions to do well in 2025, let us know in the comment section below what your goal or aspiration is, so that maybe we can act as your accountability partner. So we just did the ABCs of money, courtesy of the future visionaries, right? And the one aspect, but the one letter we did not address is the X. So what does the X stand for?
So it was a bit challenging, this one, and we eventually found Zeno currency, which is a currency that is not used locally, it's used in the financial markets. So we tried to, we have agreed on Zeno currency for X.
For X, okay. The one question I did not ask you earlier on is, or mention, okay, you've been in the financial services industry, you've been different roles from accountant to senior manager, finance manager, and stuff. As somebody who talks about money, right? Both you and I talk about money very openly on social media. If your bank account could speak, what would it say about you?
It will say, we have been having this journey with you for quite a while. It was very hectic, or it was very challenging, but I think for now we see the end of the tunnel.
At the end of the tunnel,
another
light at the end of the tunnel.
We see the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah,
that's beautiful.
So it's a bit, yeah.
Have you ever felt, because you talk about money, people think you have a lot of money that they can get from you?
I don't think it's true. It's what happens. People think we have money just because we talk about money. And we always tell them that talking about money doesn't necessarily, always make an example of a mechanic to say, yeah, a mechanic would fix cars, but you would look at their car.
Sure.
But what happens is they think we have money, but what we do is it helps us be disciplined because we talk about it. So you have a challenge to make sure that you also practice what you preach.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So they think we have money, but we don't.
Now I would argue that yes, we do have money. Yes, but oftentimes it's a chelete that's available for you, because because we talk about money, like you mentioned, we are very disciplined about our money, or to the best of our ability trying to implement what we are learning and what we are teaching, right? So how emergency fund how I know I need to build an emergency fund, and I'm busy building my emergency fund. So part of the things will be for me to say no. I get despite the fact that I speak about money, but I'm applying the principles that I teach so that they also work for me in order to achieve my financial goals.
True. Your emergency shouldn't be my.
Your emergency should not be my emergency, right? And the other thing that I want to talk about before we work out the upcoming event on the 1st of February 2025, right, is in our line of work, we deal with a lot of clients. I don't know if it's the same thing for visionary mentors, but for TKO Financial Wellness, generally a lot of men that are under a lot of financial pressure. But because go rutwa gore monna ke nku halle, there's a lot of expectations on the men. There's a lot of financial expectations on the men. Indoda must do this and do that. I have found that a lot of people who come to the events that we host, the master classes that we host, are female who come, but men don't necessarily speak about money. So what can you do, Kapo, what can we do in order to start the conversations among men to talk about their finances? Because now we are dealing with a lot of financial pressure, but harina space is safe for us to talk about money. What has been your experience?
Okay, I'll say this in Sesotho because ke batla ho tlo bua le bona. So yes, ehlile we have experienced that also. Again, to common all over. Our clients, people who come to our workshops, will be majority females, and even when what we try to do or what we say to them, if a female comes to ask for a session, are you able to come Lindati so that he cancel the whole family, because we are going to talk to you, but then when you get back to Ndati, so we try as much as possible to say we still win at some times, but most of the time we don't. But generally, I happened to meet one of the he's not a psychologist, but he deals with mental health, who has batho ba bontate ba ba kopantseng. And then in that group whereby we have sessions, it's a WhatsApp group. So what we do in there, we have days that we teach some things. Mondays we teach some. We have a different topic, maybe mental health on other topic, and then we have finances, whereby ke leka hore ke etse hore ba utlwisise hore na di finance di etsa jwang. So each and every Monday I teach them about finances. I just do an audio on a certain topic.
Sure.
Yeah, and it has developed hanyane ka hanyane for them. It's been 2 years, and then on our last session that on a fiscal, I asked them hore le bona ka ho fetohileng maphelong a lona, and there were testimonies whereby people were saying, batho ba bontate saying, re ne re le tjena re sa bue le bontate le basadi ka taba tsa ditjhelete, but now because of the topic tsena tse ntse re di discuss ka mona, se re utlwisisa hore tjhelete ke ntho e tlamehang e ralwe ke lelapa. Exactly, because we always emphasize on budgeting e tswang ke lelapa, not just motho a le mong.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. And for me, from a YouTube perspective, is when I started the YouTube channel many years ago, channel like I nearly 80% female and 20% male. So the interesting part, not the funny part, the interesting part is Honashenan, it's 80% men and 20% female. But the 20% female are the one who are commenting on the videos. I think the men are just watching and taking notes silently. So it's one of that culture, we are not used to openly speaking out, but it then means that they're starting to consume the content and implement it somewhere. So if you are a guy, let us know in the comment section below what we can do to help enable more conversations, create platforms for more conversations around finances, right? And how about finance and events? You are organizing an amazing event that you do every year.
I'm excited
And
about it.
the 1st of February, tell us about the event.
So every year, January, ne? And then January, it's time for people to make New Year's resolutions, and then we thought of how can we help them, because your goals smart, and we have to, after when New Year's resolutions, people dream, and then they will just say, and then how can we help them with options? Set their goals, and then they should tie them to the budget that they have, to the revenue that they're going to get. So each and every year has we have that session which we're going to have in the 1st of February, which we invite different guests. We have an amazing lineup for speakers. One guest speaker from South Africa called Lebo Kras, who is very big on financial literacy and making sure she tells of her story from Hanza Kalaho Sebeza and how she became the property owner that she is now, from Anahola salary at 3,500.
Yes, I remember the number.
Yeah,
3,500. Yeah.
and he started buying property. And how Allah did how Allah sacrificed her into making sure that today she owns properties and she teaches people about property. So that's a speaker that we have from South Africa. We have TK from Lesotho, Tanka Pajang TK, and then we also have Mary Busiu, who's also big on inspiring people about how to take better decisions about finances. We also have other different speakers, Babangata Haholo, and we did say, okay, this topic for this year, it's about wealth portfolio. How do we create wealth? How do we manage wealth? And how do we protect our wealth? Because they were not able to protect their wealth. So we have invited that they advocate Letuka Molat. The legal side of it. How do you acquire property and legalize it and protect it? We have also our different companies, our financial institutions. Now, the importance of saving for emergency giving, the importance of investing in property giving. What options do I have? Yes. So different companies. So it's a very packed program for the whole day, starting from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m.
A whole day dedicated
a whole day dedicated to talk about money.
Just
so it's a very interesting seminar that we are saying. We are giving this back to Basotho to say, let's educate each other about finances, so that when you go and plan, when you obey the plans out 2025, options now I have an option. Investment options, everything.
Tickets, where do we buy the tickets?
So if they can go to our social media platforms, Facebook, we are very active on Facebook, Nchakha Monyane and Visionary Mentors. That's where they will see the flyers where they can buy the tickets. But we have our M-Pesa and EcoCash, as well as our FNB account for Visionary Mentors. I hope maybe we'll drop it in the comment section, so that people can know where to.
I love it how he's able to say, drop it in the comment section. You know, when you are dealing with content creators, I'll definitely plug all the information in the comment section below, so that you can know where to buy the tickets, how much the tickets are, the bank accounts, contact details, all that jazz. Because the 1st of February 2025 from 9 a.m., we are talking everything wealth, because I always say we are born wealth. Financial prosperity is our birthright.
Yeah.
We just need to tap into it and unleash it and own it and do all of that. So it's a great year. It feels like it's going to be a great year for Visionary Mentors.
Yeah.
What can we expect from you guys this year?
So the ticket would be 500. Let me just say it, because exactly. 500 and include lunch. Lunch, because people are like, no, when I tell you pen, and there's water there, tla be re na le yona tse ka di-break tse re tla fana ka tsona and stuff. So for 2025, what we have under Visionary Mentors is we just released our events calendar. So this is the first seminar that we're having. We have our kids program that is running. We are in the second year, and registration is qetella ka di 31. It's January. We're still registering new students, and we have partnered with FNB and Limcom Queen ka hara this. We have also partnered with Liberty tse leng hore re tsamaya le bona in this journey. So we have that, and we have the seminar. Come March, we're going to have an easy equity seminar. Very interesting, because we are trying to let Basotho know how they can invest from as little as boma 10 rand.
10 rand.
Because we always thought investing is for batho ba nang le tjhelete e ngata. So we're going to have, we have that annual webinar e leng hore re etsa on easy equities, and we also have a 9-month financial mentorship online session, which we do monthly. In nearly 6 months, so we increased it to 9 months, whereby we not only talk to kids, but we also teach adults. So you're going to meet them online every month until October. Yeah.
Guys, if you are still broke in 2025, it's really your own fault. And how work are the choices that you have to make and the habits you have to nurture. Just this morning, I was watching The Diary of the CEO, where Stephen Bartlett was talking to Ish, the podcast host, Minority Mindset. I just forget his name, but podcast episode Minority Mindset. And there's one thing that he said to me in that podcast that really stuck with me. Like, he posted it on my WhatsApp status. Are choose your heart. Whatever you choose, if you gymming every single day throughout the year, it had. But the opposite, is a body that is not healthy. It's building an emergency fund requires work and discipline and sometimes sacrifice. If you don't want to build an emergency fund, take control of your finances, the opposite is also very difficult. Financial stress and anxiety. If you don't take care of your mental health, the opposite of it is also very difficult, right? So for me, the theme for this year was consistency, now wealth, because you're talking everything wealth building and wealth creation, but also choosing our hard. It takes time to get our finances in order. And without a mentor, a financial mentor like Visionary Mentors or TKO Financial Wellness with the Finance Traveler, is you will not achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So let's invest and intentionally do so. Attended webinar reka ditekete to the event tseno. Yes, motho a botsa rona 500 na ikentseng ka hare. Maybe it's time to shift the mindset. I'm investing 500 malute in this because in the next 2-3 years, I will be able to say A for assets, B for budget, C for cash, and D for debt. You get what I mean? So we need to be intentional about doing those work. So to book a consultation with Visionary Mentors, I encourage you to book a session. If you also want to book a session with TKO Financial Wellness, contact details will be below. It is time to take care of our finances and to maybe have a different future, not just for ourselves, not just for our parents who are retiring, but also for our kids. Because if we did not learn about money, the opportunity to invest in money conversations is now. So a very big thank you for you for coming to the podcast this year. You are the very first guests in 2025. The very first guest.
That's great.
So guys, do not forget to leave a comment below and let us know what goals do you want to achieve this year? What habits do you want to nurture when it comes to your finances? But not just your finances, your overall holistic well-being. Do follow Visionary Mentors on all the social media platforms. And if you have a kid, make sure that they enrolled for the program. And if you are a parent as well, make sure that you join the mentorship program and buy your tickets for those events. On the TKO Financial Wellness side, we also do have amazing programs. Number one is a wealth brunch happening in April, where you get to hear this guy speak. And of course, our financial mentoring program that we are running on our side as well. But do not also forget to do not forget to subscribe to the channel because we are trying to build this platform, right? So don't forget to subscribe and, of course, listen to this show. It's also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Make sure to sign up to our weekly newsletter, email newsletter that is free, loaded with a lot of tips and resources about finances and other. We don't just talk about Zatikyo Fela, we also plug visionary mentors and other resources that we think are very great that can help you navigate your finances with confidence. This show was proudly sponsored by TKO Financial Wellness, and of course it would not be possible without my incredible team behind the camera. Matsusa Photography, shout out, we'll plug their contact details below, and Biza Street Inc. for the audio quality behind that, and of course me, TK and Tev, the finance traveler, who shows up every day with amazing guests who's determined to helping you navigate the money adventures with confidence. Remember that money is an adventure. Let's enjoy the ride. I wish you all the best for 2025. Until the next video, love, peace, and money. Signing out. Cheers.